What's going on, everybody? I am back to break down this 4-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings and FanDuel. Excited to get into the breakdown. As always, guys, we're going to go game by game here, breaking down the top plays, digging into the statistics, and giving you the plays that you need to get in the green to win you some money. Always the goal on this channel. Quick reminder that if you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you could please take a second to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. That would be greatly appreciated. I'll be here all NBA DFS season long, breaking down these NBA DFS slates to help you guys become better NBA DFS players overall, help you win some money every night, like discussed. And don't forget to stay tuned to the end of the video for my lock of the night, fan favorite segment on the channel, the guy that I would be locking into my lineups on both websites, FanDuel and DraftKings. And if you're new here, check out Parlay Play, sponsor the channel. Parlay Play, great format over here, and really happy to be partnering with these guys. As far as the KJK DFS Bankroll Challenge, we have gone all the way from $10 to $63.27. I was able to win last night on a free entry, so I'm actually going to be applying those towards the bankroll because why not? It's free. They offer them, pretty much every night, it seems like. I mean, it's pretty much it's alternating nights. I mean, they don't have one tonight, but tomorrow night they have another free bankroll challenge for the NBA. You go ahead and pause it over there, use the promo code KJK003, or use the link down below in the description. I'm also going to be commenting it and pinning it to the top. You get an instant matched opponent bonus up to $50. So if you put in $50, they're going to give you $50 right back. You put in $25, they're going to give you $25 right back. There's a $10 minimum, but other than that, they're going to match you instantaneously. And you also get 2 risk-free $5 entries. That's $10 total. Free play right off the bat. So you don't even have to deposit to get going over there. Check them out. Head on over to Parlay Play. Use that link below, KJK003. And check out the format. And lastly, if you tune into the live stream tonight, I'll be giving you guys another pick. For the KJK DFS Bankroll Challenge. We'll be going over this, giving you guys the pick that I like the most tonight. And like I said, we're 4 and 5. We've turned $10 into $63.27. We've more than multiplied our bankroll times 6. You don't have to be perfect. You can even be profitable over here, guys. So I really like the format. Check it out. Use that code. And like I said, I will be giving you another pick tonight on the live stream if you tune in. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start breaking down this slate today. As always, game by game. Detroit taking on Indiana is going to be the first game on the slate as far as the total on this one. This game comes in right now with a 210.5 over-under with a 10-point spread in favor of Indiana. So expected to be an ugly one. Expected to be a low-scoring game. Expected that Indiana is going to win pretty easily here. For that reason, it could be a little bit scary targeting this one. There's no Jeremiah Grant on the Detroit side, so that should give a big bump up in usage to guys like Cade Cunningham. Specifically, he's going to get the biggest bump in usage. If you'd like to play him, he's definitely going to be the reason this game stays close. However, he's seen his price tag increase all the way from 7.5 last time to 8.6 on DraftKings. A little bit scary to be going there now. Going down to some other Detroit guys. Isaiah Stewart, Sadiq Bey, supposed to get a big bump up. Sadiq Bey continues to give us a little bit of trust issues. I was really big on Isaiah Stewart last time out. He played 40 minutes. I felt fantastic about it. Really, for the minutes he played, he didn't produce at the highest rate. Still a respectable game, and I remember that slate. He was pretty low owned for me, and so I was happy, but would have been nice to see him get a little bit more, but I certainly still have interest in him. Sadiq Bey is the one that I'm most skeptical on. Last time out, he only had 2 fouls. The coaching staff pulled him. He wasn't playing too good. Other guys got hot. Sure, he could have a big game this time, and kind of, recency bias could bite us, but I certainly do have a lot more interest in Diallo at 4-3. He got the start last time. He didn't play the most amount of minutes, but I think that was because of foul trouble early on. I think he's going to get some more minutes, and another guy that's a little bit sneaky that seems to always step up in these spots is Frank Jackson. He played 31 minutes last time, 31 plus DraftKings points. And this guy's just a really good three-point shooter. So 6 for 13 last time. He seems to really chuck it when he gets the opportunity. And with there being no Jeremiah Grant, he's certainly going to get more minutes and more usage. So he's a little bit on the sneakier side. And if the game turns into a blowout, I do have a feeling that he probably does get some more runs. On top of the fact that Killian Hayes is listed as questionable. If he is indeed out, then he would get a big bump up as well. Although Hayes participated in practice on Tuesday, I'd expect him to be a full go here. I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you're running it back on the Indiana side with this game expected to blow, it's a little bit scary. I would probably try to aim more towards the mid-range to lower-priced guys. Karis LeVert just got a big price bump. Miles Turner would be my favorite down here at 6.7. It's not as if he needs this game to stay close to get there at 6.7. Miles Turner, a good fantasy point producer. He just needs to have a pretty big game in the first half and, third quarter type of deal, and he could certainly get in there, as opposed to a guy like a Domantas Sabonis all the way up to 10.5 who really needs to play a full allotment of minutes to get you there because his price tag's so high. So that'd kind of be my approach here. The pay-up options I'm not nearly as interested in. Malcolm Brogdon at 8.4 is priced reasonably enough to where maybe you want to go there, but slowest pace game on the slate. I don't really think I want to be paying up for these guys. I think I'd rather go down to the cheaper options, maybe a Chris Duarte at 4.6, etc. So that'd be my approach there. Philly taking on Brooklyn's the second game on the slate. As far as the total in this game comes with a 213.5 over/under with a 1.5 point spread in favor of the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn really dealing with quite a bit of injuries right now, so a little surprised that they're favorited. But Bruce Brown's out. Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson is long gone. So James Johnson, the Nets jersey, throw me off. James Johnson out. James Harden out. Kyrie Irving, LaMarcus Aldridge, Bruce Brown dealing with a lot of injuries. So on the Brooklyn side of things, they're really going to be, obviously Kevin Durant becomes a big priority on the slate. He's got 70-plus DraftKings point upside every single time he takes the floor. The last 2 times out without James Harden, he has put up 70-plus. I don't expect the story to be too different here. 213.5 over/under, like I said, a 1.5 point spread. The game's expected to stay close. Kevin Durant's going to be the main candidate on the Brooklyn side. On the Philadelphia side, you have Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris. If both these guys are in, they are a little bit negatively correlated, but they should both be the leading guys and usage on their respective sides. Tobias Harris has been really bad, and he gets another price bump up. I don't know if it's because it's a smaller slate, but DraftKings really pricing up a lot of these guys. I mean, Tobias Harris went from 7.4 to 8.7. That's really scary to be targeting. I don't really know if I want to go there. Joel Embiid at 11.4. I think it might be because of all this Brooklyn value and these shorthanded that DraftKings decided to hike all the prices up, which makes a lot of sense, so I get that. So you have Patty Mills at 6.6 here. He's going to be kind of a secondary option to Kevin Durant for 42 DraftKings points. At that price tag, you could certainly still go there. But we do have quite a bit of cheap guys. Blake Griffin, Cam Thomas, Duke Jr. Blake Griffin playing 31 minutes last time, putting up a pretty good game. Cam Thomas only played 22 minutes, surprisingly. It was Duke Jr. that got the start here. And looking at his minutes, he played 38. So if he gets to start again, I certainly think we're going to lean more towards him this time around. And then Edwards and Claxton are both going to be great plays as well. Kessler Edwards played 44 minutes, put up 38 DraftKings points. As far as Nicholas Claxton at 3.9, he played 26 minutes, 27 DraftKings points. So those would be the main candidates you're really looking to for value on this slate. I mean, just load up on this Brooklyn value. It's pretty obvious. They're so shorthanded. Definitely want to go there. As far as anyone else on the Philadelphia side, Tyrese Maxey, Seth Curry, Shake Milton. You can certainly be going to these guys. I'm not quite as interested as some of the other options, but they're reasonable value plays in the mid-range. Tyrese Maxey would certainly be my favorite of the bunch, consistently getting minutes starting at the point guard position. That on-ball usage and handling goes a long way. The assist upside, he certainly can grab some rebounds while he's out there for a lot of minutes, and the points, of course. So, yeah, those are the main candidates I'd be targeting on the Philly-Brooklyn side. Guys that I would be looking to in this one, New York Knicks taking on Houston's the next game on the slate. As far as this game's concerned, Christian Wood is listed as questionable. Kevin Porter Jr. will already be ruled out. And I believe I saw an update that Christian Wood's expected to be out 2+ games, so I wouldn't expect him to be in this one. I guess there's a slight chance, is the report right here, that he could return, but I wouldn't rely on it. And if that's the case, I certainly think that Daniel Tice is a pretty intriguing option all the way down here at the minimum salary. Looking at his production in the last few games, he's played like around 18 minutes a game or so, and 0.78 DK points per minute all the way down to minimum salary. I do think that that's an interesting topic, and Daniel Tice can certainly be someone that you are looking to. It's interesting because he hasn't got the most amount of minutes, but I think it's just a matter of time before they probably ramp his minutes up a little bit. But I mean, the obvious candidates are going to be Jayshawn Tate, Eric Gordon. If Eric Gordon's in this one, he's going to get a lot of usage. This team got absolutely blown out last time out, so wasn't even close as far as when Jayshawn Tate. Let's see, the last game, what was the final score? It was 124 to 89. So Jayshawn Tate didn't have the biggest game. I'd expect him to have a much bigger game if this game does indeed stay close, and it has a 5-point spread. So I think that it stays close here. The Knicks not exactly the most dominating team in the NBA, so I like Tate. I like Eric Gordon. I'm going to like Sagan. He's the main candidate to have another big game with there being no big man out there in Christian Wood. He played 28 minutes last time. Has been producing at a very high rate, though, I will say, and he's getting a lot of ownership, it seems. 38, 30, and 46 DraftKings points. I mean, the guy's putting up numbers, so it makes sense, but I think it's just a matter of time before he goes out there and puts up like in the mid-20s. He doesn't have quite a big game, and if you fade him, you could be ahead of the field, so this might be the slate to do so. Armani Brooks, also going to be a great play here, only 22 minutes last time out in that blowout, but he's a viable play. Garrison Matthews, you could be looking to as well, playing in the upper 20s, 30s minutes per game, so KJ Martin. You get the point. You're kind of taking risks on these punt plays, which one you prefer the most on the Houston side of things, and depending upon how the game goes, if it blows out or if it stays close, I'm sure some of these guys are going to have bigger games than the others. Sagan does still grade out as a great play for me in my projections. I do like him. I like Jayshawn Tate quite a bit. I like Kenyon Martin Jr. So all these guys grading out as great value plays. David Nwaba is only 3.6 if you want to go to him. At his price tag, I wouldn't call you crazy. 27 minutes last time out, 17 points. He's not the top fantasy point producer on this team, but if he gets a lot of minutes, he could get you there. I think I have more interest in him on a site like FanDuel, but and then running it back on the other side to the Knicks. Last time out, RJ Barrett missed. If he does indeed miss again, that's going to give a big bump up to Quentin Grimes. If he does start, last time he was ruled out, so expect for him to maybe, I mean, he's in the protocol, so I don't think these guys are going to return anytime soon. That's going to give more usage, more minutes to Kevin Knox here at 3.8. He's going to be interesting. Julius Randle at the top, obviously going to become a much more of an upside guy, even though he is already. Alec Burks, Derrick Rose would be the two guys I'm locking in on in the mid-range for this team, even though Alec Burks hasn't had a big game in quite some time. It's just a matter of time, I would think. Guy typically is a very good fantasy point producer. Then you can make an argument that Evan Fournier maybe gets a big bump up in minutes. He played in the upper 20s last time, so that does make sense. Kemba Walker continues to not be part of this rotation, so don't be playing him. Nerlens Noel and Mitchell Robinson continue to kind of split minutes at the center position. Very unpredictable as to who's going to have the biggest game here, so certainly have a lot more interest on the Houston side. The Knicks side, I'd be really focusing on maybe even just paying up for Julius Randle and calling it a day because they're just kind of tough to be predicting right now. Last game on the slate, we have Washington taking on Phoenix. This game right now, as far as a total, it comes in with a 214.5 over under, 8.5 point spread in favor of Phoenix, so expected to not exactly stay close. Phoenix expected to win it kind of easily. Phoenix has been very good defensively all season long, so I don't really like targeting them too much. Looking at my defensive half court and putbacks tool as far as how Phoenix fares in the season, they are the number 2 team in defense in the league, so very, very good. For that reason, a little scary. Chris Paul, I had a lot of interest in last time out. He's my lock of the night, being priced up to 9.7 now, taking on a Washington squad with no Devin Booker. I liked him a lot, but it becomes a little bit more difficult. There seems to be a trend. You know, price tags are really up here. DraftKings just said we're going to price up everyone that's a starter, and then the value plays will keep kind of in the cheap. So I still think you're going to be able to fit these guys in, but all their price tags are inflated. Bradley Beal running it back with him. Obviously, if this game's going to stay close, he's going to be a big part of that. So if you want to go to him, I wouldn't mind it. Just keep in mind, like I said, it's not really the best matchup. Kyle Kuzma, Spencer Dinwiddie are going to be the secondary options on this team. Once again, if it stays close, I'd expect one of these guys to have a big game. And then Montrezl Harrell off the bench at his price tag is just not really going to get there for me. He just doesn't have the upside for the tournaments. Daniel Gafford at 4.8, I'd much rather go to. Even though he's playing around like only 20 minutes a game, he has been proven to give you a double-double pretty quick if you want to go there. And then running it back on the other side with these Phoenix guys. DeAndre Ayton's expected to be in. Him and Chris Paul have just been absolutely dominating with no Devin Booker. So I'd expect that to be more the same, taking on a Washington squad that's ranked middle of the pack on defense. And I still think that these guys can, get there. Even though they're priced up with the value on the slate, if this game does stay close, they're going to be interesting options. Some other guys that you could be looking to on the Phoenix side, obviously some of these cheaper options. You have Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet that are getting more minutes. Jay Crowder would probably be my favorite option of the bunch, just based upon the upside of his price tag. He's down here at 4.7, consistently playing upper 20s to 30-plus minutes a game, even though he hasn't had the biggest game in the world at only 4.7. He's worth the risk in tournaments because he could certainly have a big, big game at that price tag. So I'd be willing to play him. And yeah, guys, that's my overall breakdown. Taking a look over to FanDuel, as always, just to make sure there's no pricing discrepancies. We talk a lot about the spots and the usage and all that fun stuff, but obviously the pricing can vary on these two websites. Let's see some guys that are priced good. Blake Griffin's at 6.4. He still grades out as a pretty respectable play over here on FanDuel. It's a lot easier to be playing him when he's like all the way down to like 3-something, but 30 minutes last time out, 33 FanDuel points. He's a little bit more appropriately priced. They have to be pricing these guys up, so it makes sense. Sagan, once again, priced pretty reasonably over here on FanDuel. He's only 5.8. We just talked about him. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of ownership, though, so I might be fading him in the tournaments just because, like I said, I think it's only a matter of time before maybe he goes out there and only produces, mid-20s FanDuel or DraftKings points. And if he does, you're really not going to be happy with that. Armani Brooks is only 4.5 over here. Once again, stepping in, taking on a big role. I do think that he's a pretty intriguing option over here on FanDuel for a salary relief play. We talked about him as well. And as I'm speaking here, live recording this, Kevin Knox just got ruled out. So Kevin Knox is out in the Knicks. That's going to give more minutes to go around on the Knicks side of things. We're not even live streaming. I'm pre-recording this, and we got some injury news already. So I guess I'll update you guys. New York Knicks, if there's no Kevin Knox, that's going to give a big bump up to other guys in this rotation. It's just a matter of whether Obi Toppin's in. Maybe McBride gets more minutes here or something along those lines in this rotation. So that's something to take note of on the Knicks side of things. Manuel quickly becomes more interesting. And yeah, that's like 30 minutes that we're going to Knox. They're going to have to go somewhere. So there could be some sneaky value plays opening up that we'll have to talk about. So, but yeah, guys, that is all for me. I got to give you guys my lock of the night before I head out. Let's get into it. And my lock of the night tonight is going to be Julius Randle. Taking on this Houston squad completely depleted. I don't think they have anyone that's going to be able to slow him down in a game that's expected to stay close with only a 5.5 point spread in favor of these New York Knicks. Julius Randle producing at a very high rate on the season. 1.2 DK points per minute as far as FanDuel is concerned. 1.14 FanDuel points per minute. Love this spot. The usage should be through the roof for him. I think he has a ceiling game here. Get him in your lineups because he is my lock of the night. So there you have it, guys. Julius Randle. Get him in your lineups. I think this is a really good spot for him with that depleted front court and Houston already without Christian Wood, dealing with a lot of injuries. I think their defense is going to take even more of a hit. So get him in your lineups. That's all for me in this one. Until the live stream, guys, go ahead and check out Parlay Play. Like I said, I'll be giving you guys that pick live on the stream tonight. But use promo code KJK003. Use the link down below in the description. And we will continue to win some money over there. So excited to do so. And excited for the slate tonight. We'll see you guys tonight on the live stream. Wish you all the best of luck. If you enjoyed the content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. And we will see you in the next one.